This next video, I reserve the right. Hold on. This next video, I reserve the right to bail out on if I get bored, because it is indeed a Trump interview on a rando website, and it's this guy wearing a "Let's Go Brandon" shirt with a Punisher skull and Trump's hair on it. This is David Harris Jr. This is his second interview with President Trump. And he says, I'm going to ask him about Ukraine, his thoughts on Zelensky, and I'm going to ask him about the recent data released on adverse reactions from the Pfizer vaccine and more if I can fit it in. Oh, believe me, you can. Also, he's got a sponsor, the Skull Shaver. Okay, knows his audience. Let's do this. So he does the fake Trump call-in thing. I jumped ahead to the actual interview because there's a big like macho opening video thing.
Hello.
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 Hello, Mr. President.
Hello.
President Donald Trump, how are you, sir?
How are you?
Hi,
how's it going?
I'm doing
It's going good. Hello. Hello.
good, Mr. President. I'm doing good. How are you doing
David.
today, sir?
I'm good. What's how do you want to do this?
Well, I just have some questions for you. I want to say
Usually I speak. It comes in the form of a question. You turn that question into a way to spout the same blather you do, and then I try to get you back on track. And your people gave me a list of no-go topics, which is it just says details.
thank you so much for taking the time. I know you are extremely busy, especially wading through the chaos of nonstop misinformation, and now
Yes, he's exhausted from he's very busy from wading through chaos.
with the war in Russia and Ukraine, and I just have some questions for you.
There's a war in Russia?
Love to get your opinion on a few different issues.
Go.
So
Let's go.
Ukraine.
Let's go. Let's do it. Here we go. I'm excited.
And there has been so much misinformation about
I'm wearing a green shirt today. I apologize. I should know.
About Ukraine, about Zelensky, about Putin. Just give me your take on what's happening. Obviously, I don't believe, and I think most Americans don't believe that Putin would have invaded Ukraine had you still been in office.
Yeah, but people who think that are fucking morons. He was teeing it up for them to be able to do it in his second term, and then during his second term, stiff-arm NATO and slow-walk everything so they could take Ukraine.
But there's all this backstory coming out about Zelensky, whether or not he's actually a good leader.
Yeah, total backstory. Something about him being a Jew.
What's this war actually all about? Give me your opinion on Zelensky and on what's taking place in Ukraine.
Yeah, here we go. This is deep. This is cutting. I'm fascinated. Let's hear it.
If I were president, this would have never happened. This atrocity, one of the truly, I think it'll go down as one of the great atrocities in history.
You mean Russia's terrible military action and how bad they suck and how they're losing to a much smaller country and having their ass handed to them, where their tanks are running out of gas and that kind of atrocity?
We have not seen in our lifetime.
Oh, we have not seen? What did we not see?
For the most part, we have not seen in our
No, we're not seeing in our lifetime. What would we not see?
lifetime anything like it. It's a disgrace. Would never have happened. Putin would have never done it.
Yeah, I know. I saw a leaked video of you on the phone with John Daly where you made it very clear, not only with President Xi and Putin, that
a leaked video with John. I think it's one of these Mar-a-Lago videos. You made it very clear. Yeah, it was leaked.
There's no way that they would do any type of invasion on your watch. But we have weak leadership in the Oval Office right now.
You do know that the country that attacked and the country that's being attacked are not America. Maybe he doesn't.
If you even can call it leadership.
I can. Joe Biden's a good leader. I mean, ask NATO.
But what's your personal take on Zelensky?
Well, I must tell you, with respect to the fake, and if you look at it, the fake impeachment, that's what it was. It was based on a perfect phone call.
No, it was a real impeachment.
He said there was absolutely nothing wrong with that call. He was
Yeah, because up until he knew you were going to lose, and then they, this is when they didn't have the. I don't understand still why he didn't have that. We're going to have an investigation press conference that you asked for, and that Rudy tried to strong arm him into. I think that's the bravest thing he did, because you still could have won that election.
was very strong. He could have told or misrepresented if he wanted. I had great respect because
he could have told. He could have told on me.
There was a
He
lot
could
of
have tattled.
pressure on him, and he could have said, "Well, I took it this way, that way." He said there was nothing wrong with that call. He didn't know what the hell was going on, David. He was saying,
Yeah, that's because he's used to being muscled by another country.
like there was
He doesn't know our law.
nothing wrong with that call at all. And so I have great respect for him. I've always remembered that. He could have said, "Well, I felt threatened" or something. There was nothing to be threatened about.
Jesus.
So I have great respect for him. And then I see the job he's doing now. Not easy. And he's doing very well, keeping the spirits up.
That's what he's doing. He's really good at keeping the spirits up. Because strategy and coordinating with other countries and the like, and getting the arms into the country and getting stuff to the front lines and making sure that your refugees are taken care of and documenting war crimes and all that kind of stuff, that's only 10% of the job. The rest of it is TV.
As much as you can with this atrocity going on.
Yes, yeah, I think that he is as well. The thing that's crazy to me is,
by the way, I'm fairly certain this guy doesn't know which side he's supposed to be on.
I rarely ever find myself on the same side of the Democrats, of Joe Biden, of Pelosi, and yet they're all wearing a Ukrainian pin. They're all pushing and promoting for, pro-Ukraine, anti-Putin.
So I don't know why I just knee-jerk want to help Putin. It's weird. It's just I hate them so much. I'm kind of finding myself in the pro-mass grave crowd. You ever have that?
Is it just that simple, that they just also don't want to see war, or is there something else going on behind the scenes, you think?
Yeah, they're only supporting this because, cha-ching.
Well, they're doing absolutely nothing to persuade Putin. Like Biden goes on constantly, and he'll say, Russia's a nuclear nation or a nuclear nation. Well, you don't have to say that, Everybody knows that. And I rebuilt our nuclear capability during the.
By the way, he's referencing, from like 3 weeks ago when everybody was talking about a no-fly zone, and it kept being this talking point. Notice that talking point is dead. And one of the things that killed it was everybody being reminded on almost a daily basis, 3 or 4 times a day, that if you create a NATO no-fly zone, you've got NATO fighter jets that are going to have to fire on a Russian one, and then we're in a bigger war. And Biden and everybody had to come out and say it dozens of times for it to fucking sink in, and then it finally did. And now nobody talks about it anymore, except this dickhead.
4 years, and we have more than anybody, better than anybody. We have, that doesn't mean you go around talking about it. Now, Putin talks about it. I've never seen a leader outside of Kim Jong-un talking about it so much. He talks about it a lot, and he's got Biden very scared because you look at what's, he keeps mentioning it, that we'll never fight. We'll never fight because he's a nuclear power, but.
Yeah, that's not what anybody has fucking said. We'll never fight because he's a nuclear power? No. The fuck? Like, is that what this asshole hears when other people speak?
Things that you say like that show such tremendous weakness. It sounds so bad.
Yeah, it does. And if Biden had ever said anything like that, perhaps you'd have a point.
Yeah, it does. How long do you think it'll be, or do you think that we'll see President Xi invade Taiwan?
Oh, it's going to go quickly. I think it's going to go much sooner than people.
A couple weeks, 2 weeks, right after his healthcare plan gets released.
People thought. You see, when we surrendered, because it was a pure surrender, I'm the one that got us down to 2,000 troops. We would have taken them out with great dignity and strength, courage.
Afghanistan.
Yeah, don't tell him. Don't key him up. he was about to say Iraq or Qatar. No, again, this fucking guy is saying that our troops surrendered. It'd be one thing if he was like the president's. It was a surrender from the top. The soldiers were just doing their job. This asshole tells stories like our guys dropped their guns and ran from guys with knives. How the fuck do people who are like, support the vets or your military, like how are they okay with that shit? Right? Because they're more the America love it or leave it crowd than almost anybody is the you don't shit on our soldiers. And yet they let this asshole have a pass saying that our soldiers dropped their guns and fucked off out of fear. They surrendered.
We had to get out of that place after 21 years. Nobody did it. I'm the one that brought it all the way down to 2000. The next move was take out our people and our equipment. Nobody was shot. 18 months, nobody was killed. No.
Yeah, because you hadn't left yet. And that's why you punted it into your next term.
American soldier was killed in 18 months because of me. Because I said, you don't kill him. And I spoke with the Taliban.
Oh, my God.
I spoke to Abdul.
Oh, God.
But it was just incredible. When we pulled out so incompetently, left behind $85 billion worth of equipment.
No, we did not.
Not even thinkable.
Yeah, no one thinks that except you and your dipshit followers. We did not leave behind $85 billion worth of functioning gear. That's 21 years worth of shit that was brought there. Much of it destroyed. A good portion of it was stuff we gave to the Afghan military to secure the country. Stuff we never intended to get back so they could stand on their own and we could fuck off.
Numbers, there's few countries in the world that have any capability like that. $85 billion. And now they're a big arms salesperson. They sell arms now.
Yeah, it's weird. They're not using it.
You know that, right?
Yep.
No.
They're selling rifles. They're selling machine guns. They're selling tanks. They're selling everything.
Yeah, they don't have tanks.
It's disgraceful.
They don't have tanks.
When we pulled out so incompetently.
And by we, obviously, Stormy was, present, but.
She was watching from China, and Putin was watching, and Kim Jong-un and Iran was watching.
And apparently they took the entirely wrong message from this. Do you think she is watching what's going on with Russia in Ukraine right now?
When that took place. That was a bad day for America. That was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country.
No, I mean, it doesn't even chart. Well below your election.
My opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And when they...
Based on fucking what? You agree?
I saw that. I guarantee that Putin, he never would have done it on my watch. But if he was thinking about it, if he was undecided about it, when he saw what took place in Afghanistan, that horrible...
They had already put the plan in place before we left. Early last year, they had given the military go-ahead to start moving troops and materials to the Ukrainian border. We now know this. It didn't fucking all happen on September fucking 1st.
Incompetent pullout, the way it was done, the way it was executed, leaving dead soldiers behind, leaving...
We didn't leave any dead soldiers behind, you fucker. So now he's saying that our soldiers just left their dead behind. He's saying that the U.S. military just left dead people behind, just left our dead soldiers. We surrendered, our soldiers dropped their guns and ran, and we left dead people behind. Fucking hell.
American citizens behind, and leaving $85 billion behind of equipment.
None of which is true.
When he saw that, there is no doubt in my mind that that's when he decided, I'm going to do this now.
And boy, did he make a mistake.
And I'm sure that's probably exactly what President Xi is thinking as well.
No. He's thinking, oh, Beijing's got to be locked down because I'm still running this quote unquote dynamic zero COVID policy. Our death toll is about 22 million people from COVID, and I've been bullshitting everyone that it's 4,000, and we don't even have the material force to push back against the Indian army in the disputed zone around Tibet. So if I try to go out into Taiwan, the rest of the world's going to choke the fuck out of my country because all they have to do is stop coal imports and all the lights in my whole goddamn country go out in 2 fucking weeks. That's what he's thinking. Of the 3 people here, and I'm racking my brain. I know Trump, when he was president, went to North Korea. I don't know how much time he spent in China, and if he did go anywhere, of course, he was getting red carpet the entire time he was there. Raise your hand if you're in this group of 3 people and you've walked the streets of China in every province.
Speaking of the fallen heroes, the 13 of them from
Yeah, the ones we left behind, according to him, that our soldiers just went, fuck it. They've outlived their usefulness.
Afghanistan, and my contacts, including Laura Logan, say that there are still probably close to 200 Americans still left in Afghanistan. Joe Biden did not mention them during his State of the Union address at all. Did you watch his?
Yeah, why didn't Joe Biden mention the people in the opium trade who have dual citizenship and still wanted to stay in Afghanistan, even if the State Department was trying to evacuate them? Why wouldn't he bring up those fine, upstanding citizens who were part of it?
SOTU address?
I did.
Did you feel emboldened at all, or did you feel like you had been ripped off, that he was using so much of your normal, your rhetoric, your mentioning, your America?
Yeah, he used a lot of your mentionings.
First, build American, hire American, buy American.
Yeah, the only difference is that the executive order that Biden signed to do that actually has teeth, and this asshole carved out stuff in it, not only for his business cronies, but for his daughter.
He was ripping you off. He was plagiarizing everything that you had to say. What was going through your mind when you heard Joe using your phrases?
He was. A lot of people say that too, when he was using a lot of what I...
No, they don't. I've watched a shit ton of these interviews. It's one of the few assholes that would even, go there. And the SOTU?
What I did. The difference is he doesn't do it. And he even talked about the border. We have to strengthen our border. Well, he's not going to do anything on the border. I mean, the border could be completed in 3 weeks. And
yeah, it's just, you got to put the outlets in, and then there's a little bit of trim around the edges, and then the backsplash, and you're fucking done.
He missed that opportunity. It's
yeah, the border's just done. I mean, he missed it. If you haven't done it by now.
Millions and millions of people are pouring into our country. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Millions and millions of people from prisons and jails from other countries. They're dumping them into the United States. And
is that dude frozen, or is he just sitting that still?
It's incredible. So, no, I thought it was...
he finally blinked.
I mean, even the radical left didn't give him even decent reviews. Speech, I think that speech was a disaster for everybody, actually. But you look at Ukraine, you look at the borders, you look at...
As a proud Biden voter, I didn't consider it a disaster. It was great for me. It was great. Just saying. So if you're going to say everybody, just carve me out. Everybody but Hal Sparks. That's fine. You can say it that way.
The economy, you look at inflation, which is going to rip us apart.
It actually started to arc down, and we've hit peak inflation, but please continue.
And today we just hit an all-time high in energy prices. And if you look at oil...
Yeah, we're $130.
They just hit an all-time high.
Yeah.
That's not an all-time high. Get the fuck out of here. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Hold on. When the fuck was this recorded? Oh, March 9th, Oh, this was just this dude. Yeah. Hi. I'm from the future. Okay, I don't even think we have to finish this one today because because all the talking points are already dead. Run that by me again. Let me try to do it. Run that by me again. Let me see something. Say this shit again.
And today we just hit an all-time high in energy prices, and if you look at oil,
we're $130.
They just hit an all-time high.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, $130 is not the all-time high, anyways. Currently, 105. Brent crude's 107. Natural gas is different liters. Heating oil is 396. They're up 0.39% over the day. 1.5 cents higher. Louisiana light crude is down 3%. Bonnie light. My Bonnie light's under the ocean. My Bonnie kills fish in the sea. My Bonnie is kind of a bit greasy. So won't you pour oil over me? All right, 106. OPEC basket. That's my OPEC basket. 108, that's going down. Mars US is up. Good. America up $5.95. And gasoline is down 0.15% of let's see. Let's look at the gasoline chart, shall we? Dude, here's the whole oil price charts. Brent crude, there we go, is up $5. 53-minute delay. Gasoline is at $3.68. It's down 0.15%. It's been vacillating all over the place. This is the high point at 380. There you go. And let's see. Let's look at 1 week. No, let's look at a month. There we go. Whoomp whoomp. There's your May. Look at that jack up to there from April. And then this is the peak. And then it goes down again. And then there's the year. This is going to be like, oh gosh, it's terrible. As people went back to business. Still never cleared over $4. Weird. Let's see. Oil olive is a little over $100 a barrel. A little, like 109. Nigerian oil is $109 a barrel. But it's it's good because it goes with anything. You know what I mean? Fish, chops. Unlike Mayan oil, which is, it's stepped on. It's garbage. Iran, there's Iran's oil prices. They're stabilized at about 100. Chinese oil is down. Yeah, these oil prices don't look like they're headed in the right direction. Angola is doing all right. Obviously, Arab light crude is up 48 cents on $100. That's not good. There you go. WTI crude. There it is. $105. End times. So this is yeah.
Nobody's ever seen that before.
And it's
back up. Hold on. Let's see. The 70-year history of crude oil prices. The crude oil prices historical chart. Hold on. Macro trends. Here they go. Hey, look at this. Here's where we are. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. Here it is. Well, 162 in July of 2008. And then, of course, July of 1980, 137. It's almost as if all of our inflationary problems were caused by giant spikes in oil prices, precipitating a big financial problem. Bing, it gets to a point and wrecks every fucking thing. Then it starts to work its way up, and then it gets carried away, and then it bing, and it could crash, and then we shuffle back through here, and then after we go, it'll go back to bing, and then falls down. Okay. So nobody's ever seen anything like that, unless they were alive in 2008, in which case it was more.
Instead of
It's going to get worse.
And instead of
It's going to get worse. It's for the record, since this interview, it's gotten better.
Remember,
proving
I was
that-
saying you're going to pay $7, $8, $9
yes,
for gasoline.
I posted your
And
video from that.
Turned out to be right.
I posted a video clip from you before the election saying that if Joe Biden got in
Yep.
office, gas would be at $6, $7, and $8, and it's like
Yeah.
you're.
It was the highest gas price I've ever seen in my life was $11.56, and that was during Trump.
You nailed it.
And nobody thought it would be this soon. Think of it. It's like nobody ever thought possible that it would be this quick. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's the scary part. Honestly, it's the
Yeah, it's scary.
very scary part for those that love our country. Is can we
Yep.
even make it? You know,
Yeah, we can. We're not weak. We understand reality. There's certainly those among us that are panicked and shitting themselves and defeatists. But they're mostly Republicans, so I'm not worried.
if we take back the Senate and the House in the midterms,
Won't happen.
can we as a country even make it to 2024 when we have
Well, no, not if the Republicans take back the House and Senate. Of course not.
have the opportunity, hopefully, to vote for you again for president?
I don't know. I think our country's gone down so fast. And I say, if you took the 5 worst
All right, I'm bored. This is old, and we've got more videos to cover. It's going to be the same shit. I hope you guys can forgive me, but